How y'all doing?
Hey, we're hanging. We're hanging. I don't know how we can top that last time. That was a heck of a warm-up.
Yeah.
Yes, look at this ransom pudding. Where is it?
All right, so y'all got Starburst.
Guarantee someone's gonna
and
run up
Reese's
and get
Pieces. Ain't nobody got no damn pudding?
Who's got Reese's Pieces?
Reese's Pieces.
Oh, that's gonna be a hit.
If you like pudding, give me a hell yeah. I busted out that one from the past.
Believe it or not, I actually ate some pudding today. I really did.
Really?
Yes, in preparation, I wanted to get into character. Yes.
What type of pudding was it?
Right, it was chocolate.
Oh, I love
It was a
chocolate.
Girardelli chocolate. And it was a very special formulation.
It's delightful.
Yes. So, I think we should order some.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and we'll prepare some for.
No, like legit, let's do that.
Let's do that. And we have a panel tomorrow where
Oh,
we
yeah.
can talk about
We have a food panel that we're going to talk about food. I'm probably going to eat in front of you. I'm from here, man. It's going to be hard for me not to like pick up my favorite sandwiches and stuff from my favorite places and stuff and just bring it, eat in front of all y'all.
We can't eat in front of people, right? Because it's a thing between the two.
It is special.
It is special. And I'm glad that it's with you, Ian.
I'm so glad it's with you.
Yes.
He's awesome.
This is strangely personal.
This is legitimately like we were talking about baking for the last 10 minutes in the back here. This is but anyway, hi.
I was gonna say, we've been discussing KAMEHACON 2 next year already. All right.
Yeah.
Already. Now,
I have not received my invitation
well, one of the ideas pitched was, what if we do Beers and Weese's tasting contest, where the people can cook for you guys, and you cook the best, whatever, apple crisp.
yet. That could go really, really wrong.
Honestly, as long as you provide a taster first,
No poison.
I'm game. So now let's bring it. It's barbecue.
I have an almost hour-long interview with Mr. Douglas on Geekdom 101 right now. Check it out tonight. So I will ask Ian this question. Yeah, like, rate, and subscribe. And remember, as I always say, to have a good day. No, that's not my catchphrase. So I will ask Ian this question because I asked Jason. Well, before I ask, this is a controversial question for y'all. What do you think about Battle of Z? Still, Battle of Z was Ian and Jason's debut, I guess, with the franchise. So I wanted to ask you, Ian, man, how did you get the role of Whis? What was that like? Did you audition? Did you get a call? Like, how did you end up playing this character?
Chris Sabat, 100%. Sorry, I did a Beast voice. Yeah. No, Chris called me in. He had a rough idea of where the character would go and had the inkling that it might end up being the foodie that he is, and he's like, "Let's putting stuff in here that okay."
Yeah.
And then it just kind of he's like, "All right, it went well. Let's make sure that you then audition for Toei and all that kind of stuff," and it just kind of went through. And yeah, oh no, dude, any opportunity that I can to play myself in a video game or to see yeah, I love it. It's amazing. I didn't invite my brother over and then beat him with my character as quick as possible for the pure joy of it.
Well, your character is one of the strongest
Yeah.
in Universe 7. I mean, just Universe 7. We're not talking about Grand Prix or any of that stuff.
Strongest in Universe 7, not from Universe 7.
In Universe
In
7.
Universe.
We don't know where he's from.
We don't know.
Well, we know where he's from. The Grand Prix. So when Battle of Gods came out, it was really supposed to be just a one-shot. And then it made a ton of money. Resurrection F made a ton of money. Dragon Ball Super came around. Did you think when you first did Whis that he was going to be a one-shot character, and now he's back as a main character? He's now like in almost every episode of Super, hanging out with Goku and Vegeta.
More lines than I do in this show. What's going on?
And he can do anything.
So you need Whis to explain everything.
Oh yeah, no, I walk in there and I'm exposition. You can just see like my lines are giant chunks, one cue at a time. The story behind it is I got the game and like as a fan, I was just like, oh my god, I get to be in a game, and crying and all that kind of stuff. And calling out my brother. But this may sound wrong, but I thought I'd end up like Broly.
You mean really strong?
honey, I'm Weiss. I said Broly. Never mind. Broly's strong. That's adorable.
You're Reese. No offense to any Broly fans out there. Being Reese.
So no, I honestly, what my thought process was, I get to be in one of these movies. I'm never gonna get to be in the show if they ever do it. I never get to be, but like, it's just the sheer, honor of getting to be in anything Dragon Ball. I lost it. I thought it was just amazing. And then the next movie came out, and I was like, oh my god, I'm still in it. It's still happening. And then, like, the first movie, I called up my brother, and I was like, dude, let's do it. This is amazing. He's like, cool. Did you fight Goku? I'm like, no. And then the second movie came out, he's like, I was like, dude, it's good. It's real. I came back. It's amazing. It's amazing. He goes, yeah. Did you fight Goku? And I go, I fought both Goku and Vegeta at the same time. And then, but I just thought at that point, well, that was going to be it. We were just going to do these movies, and then the show came out, and I was like, okay, we're just doing a recap. That's all it's going to be, and then I'm going to go away after 24 episodes. At least I got to be in the series, and I'm still in.
It's funny because my ex-roommate had kind of fallen out of Dragon Ball, and I remember he comes to my room, and I'm watching the scene with Whis training Goku and Vegeta from Resurrection F, and he was a fan. He's like, who the hell is that? Because he's just sitting there just toying with them, and oh, it was awesome.
Oh, that thing?
The thing that he did, yeah. Well, that was in Super, but
That was in Super adapted, yeah.
So you studied theater in college.
Yeah.
How did that help prepare you for voice acting?
Well, I was a Horned Frog. Any Horned Frogs? No TCU people here. Woo. Oh, I got a woo, woo, woo. Anyway, I went to TCU. I was a theater major, and one of my other theater majors was like, hey man, you do voices. I work at a place that does Dragon Ball Z. You ever heard of it? I'm like, yeah. And so he brought me in to just, kind of observe, which is nice of him to do. And eventually I figured out that Sabat was the one directing, and he just kind of turns around. Oh, you do voices? I'm like, yeah, sometimes. He says, oh, you want to say something? And literally going in, and just my line was, yes sir, I was a chauffeur. And I think like it was Gunslinger Girl, something or other. And that guy who said yes sir came back 6 episodes later, which is the only reason I have a contract and the only reason I'm here today. Like, because Chris Sabat went, free work, hold on. Hey, you want to work for me for free? Yeah, please. And that's how I have a career, man.
Well, I'm so happy for you guys because without going into, well, everybody already saw it, at the end of Super, Beers didn't go back to sleep. So
He's very, very tired at this point. He's a little overdue.
We got more coming, so you guys will be around. How many of y'all in here have heard of a little show, it's kind of popular, a little obscure, called The Walking Dead?
Are they in it? I think.
Andrew Lincoln.
The one on the right.
Andy Lincoln.
Andy Lincoln.
Yeah, Beers.
Jason plays Tobin
Yeah.
on The Walking Dead. Shout out to Tobin. I never got to ask him. Spoilers, man. No, but I never got to ask you during our interview, how did you get that role? Like, how did that kind of come about? Comparing to Ian, auditioning, when it comes to a live action show, is it the same thing where you're auditioning? Do they audition you with groups? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, I mean, I was always kind of going out for a lot of shows that shoot kind of in the southeast, and obviously that was one of them that early on kind of came up. And I read for, originally I read for like Merle, and I think I read for Otis, from like season 2. And that's just how it is, you keep kind of throwing yourself out there and hope that something sticks and hope that, that you make an impression. And a lot of times it's kind of like what we do in voice acting. Every role that we do, I think, is in a certain sense kind of an audition for the next thing that comes along, because you start to have directors who say, you can just find out, I saw your work in something else, and now I want to use you in this. And it's similar or a slightly different character. So yeah, when I auditioned for The Walking Dead, I did my, did a couple of things, and then I didn't hear from him for a couple of years, and then that role came along. Very minor character from the comic book, and I thought, he's probably going to be around for 3 or 4 episodes, and they just kept not killing him. So really surprising to me. So 25 episodes later, here we are at the end of season 8, and some things have happened. And if you haven't caught up or you don't care, I won't go into it.
Because we're here to talk about Dragon Ball.
Yes! Well, I do have one other non-Dragon Ball, slightly not a real question. So we talked about anime and live action. Ian, you voiced in Shin Godzilla.
Yeah.
Right? That's a live action dub. So you've got that whole like, look out thing.
Yeah.
What was that like how, is it more challenging to do mouth flaps for like those kind of movies?
Yes and no. It's its own skill because the directors allow you to do some of the small noises that may not be scripted. If you see your guy going, it's matching flaps is matching flaps after a while. Like any of us who've been doing this for any amount of time, we stare at mouths and we look how close it is to the sync. It's just a weird thing. I will say, a funny story about that specific movie is every single person who was going to be in that movie and heard that we were going to be in that movie just wanted to be the one guy who screamed, Godzilla! They don't do that once in the entire movie, and that's all that we all wanted. We just wanted to be the one guy. Be like, I don't even need a lead. I just want to be the guy screaming Godzilla. Didn't happen, but it was so much fun. It's a great movie.
No, it's a great movie.
It's a great movie. Great movie.
Way better than that American Godzilla one. Wasn't very good. What do you think Reese does when Beerus is sleeping?
Eats.
Okay.
He's been learning to cook and cook stuff that he doesn't have to specifically cater to Beerus' taste.
Wait, what?
Stuff. He sits around and he waits for you to wake up.
That's it.
Just flex pillows.
He's stirring up the pancakes.
Stir up the pancakes.
Got it.
Knuckle deep in sauce.
No.
Next question is going to be a little controversial. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. All right. So the debate has been going on now in the fandom. My friend, let's just call him Tario Timmy, did a video called Beerus versus Jiren. All right. Now I'm going to talk to y'all about this yourself. So when Jiren battled Goku, when Beerus battled Goku, you know, he was cracking the universal fabric. And when Jiren battled Goku in Super Saiyan God 4 arcs later, he was able to block his punches with one finger. But we never saw Beerus at full power, okay? So the debate is, full power Jiren versus full power Beerus, who do you think would win? So, hold on.
Maybe Jiren.
Well, I think we've settled that debate.
Reese.
So, if you think Beerus is gonna win, give me a hell yeah. If you think Jiren would win, give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah!
All right. I think Beerus wins. Now, I'm not gonna get into spoilers for this film, but let's just say that unlike another fictional character, Beerus does not need a gauntlet to make you disappear. Not gonna spoil it, but can you give us a Hakai? Don't Hakai me, man.
Say it,
That's
man.
right.
Hakai the
Special.
clickbait.
Yes, please.
Okay. That's just lazy like that.
I just woke up.
So tomorrow, Jason and Ian will be joining me again. We have a panel, and we're going to be taking questions from all of you. So you will happy.
Who's coming? I'll be there.
Remember to download the Gather app on the iTunes or Android store, or whatever, Google Play Store, because it has the whole schedule of the weekend, who's here, who's going to be where, the rooms. So please give a standing ovation. Jason Douglas and Ian.